Guys, thank you for joining us once again. I'm here with Max Kordek from Lisk. And if you could just say hello to our D-Live audience, because they are tuning in and have been tuning in all morning here, and we're also sponsored by Lino. So if you could just say hello and give them a little brief introduction of you and who you are.
Of course. Hello everyone, my name is Max Kordek, CEO and co-founder of Lisk. I'm from Berlin, Germany, sometimes in Zug, Switzerland. My first time here in Singapore, super excited to be on this interview at this conference. It's going to be great.
What do you think of the conference so far?
It's great. I just arrived a few hours ago, but it's buzzing, it's full of vibes, it's really good.
So let me ask you this. Why did you get into this world? What was your moment? What did you sit down or stand up or jump or run? What was your moment?
In terms of blockchain.
In terms of blockchain in the industry.
So my whole life I was always fascinated by electrical engineering, computer science. So I started in that field, and I always had also something in the back of my head like investment banking. That would be great. Wearing the suit, you know. And then I was reading about Bitcoin, and it somehow combined everything. Like you have the finance aspect, you have the electrical engineering aspect with the mining, you have the computer science background, obviously. Right. So I just fell in love from the first second. And then I got deeper and deeper, learned more about it, became part of the community, and the community is hilarious.
Right.
So like I was there sitting in my small apartment, and I enjoyed it so much, you know. Bought a miner, just participated in the network, and it was just fascinating to see. And I think an important aspect of this whole thing is just freedom. I don't like that an intermediary can like block transactions.
Right.
So in terms of Bitcoin, blockchain, and so on, it's just free. You know, you're free to do whatever you want to do on the network as long as you follow the rules of the network.
Right. So is that that was your aha moment? What was your next moment where you said, we need to create, Lisk needs to be alive.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be in front of their computer looking at me, and what I've learned and passing that on. What was your moment?
Yeah, so my aha moment for blockchain in general was...
Lisk.
With blockchain in general, it was with my first transaction I ever sent. I was like, it's that easy? But then, when I was working in another blockchain startup, I saw that, okay, that might be easy, but the whole development aspect is not.
Absolutely.
So I came together with my partner and we said, damn, we have to make that more easy, more simple, faster, cheaper. And that's why we built Lisk. We want to enable developers to build their own blockchain very fast and simple.
What do you think is that your number one value proposition?
Yeah, I would say accessibility is our number one value proposition.
Okay. Now, in the community there, we have a lot of developers, we have coders. Is there any advice that you can give them right now in working with you over the next, let's just say 6 months to a year? Should they learn certain coding? Please tell me.
Definitely. So, first of all, definitely just get involved. Just participate in open source projects. It's always an amazing experience. Okay. With Lisk specifically, we host on the 19th of November a developer conference in Berlin. So if you're around, come by. It's called Lisk.js.
Okay.
And just check out our GitHub. Just see like maybe there are open issues you can solve. It's always a great challenge to just tackle these problems as a developer. I think that would be my advice. Just get into it, jump on it, and participate.
Besides financial technology, what are the areas that you want, other sectors on our whole beautiful planet of ours, and if we talk to Elon and more, that you want to solve? What's something you want to be a part of and to solve, truly solve?
Yeah, so when was it? Maybe 15 years ago or 10 years ago as well, I was gaming a lot. Okay. And one big problem I always had was like I start a new game and I start from scratch, you know, even though I spent so many hours playing MMORPGs and so on, you know, like it's crazy. And then I start this new one and I'm just a noob again.
Yeah.
So I think like gaming and blockchain can be combined really, really good. And I would really like it if that industry is adopting blockchain much more than currently it is. I think it's also a very obvious use case. You could have non-fungible tokens which represent items in a game, for example, and sell it or take it with you to another game.
Okay.
So that's a good one.
So you think that your solution could be a cross-platform agnostic pain point relief.
Yeah, that would be a dream, right?
Yeah,
but
right,
like
yeah.
cross-platform is always very tricky because all
so-
these publishers, of course, want to keep their users in their own games. But it would be nice, yeah.
Okay. What's your biggest problem that you've come across so far since you started the company?
Human resources, people.
Really?
That's a big thing. So we take a bit of a different approach.
Okay.
We said, okay, everyone come to Berlin. We want to build a company, a team. We don't want to have a project, you know, we want to have a real thing.
Okay.
So we said no remote, everyone in the office, everyone can like see each other in the real world.
Right.
But like people joining blockchain and they join mostly for decentralization and this freedom aspect.
Okay.
So it's a very
It was
tricky thing.
counterproductive
Yes.
a little.
Yes,
Okay.
we get these anarchists, you know, these like freedom lovers, these like world travelers.
And they're tied to one.
And then they're tied to
And they're
Berlin.
centralized.
Yes, yes. But luckily Berlin is one of the most amazing cities in Europe, so that's like helping.
Right, right.
But I would say that's a big problem.
Okay.
Just convincing people to stay there, to participate, and just to keep them happy in one place.
Is that helping part of your success, keeping them more centralized in a
yes.
decentralized world?
Yeah,
Oh, that's fantastic
Yeah,
to hear.
before Lisk, I was working, like I said before, on the blockchain startup as well, and this was like fully remote, like in America, in Israel, Europe, England, like Germany, England.
Right.
It
time you
worked,
can't
but
even
it's
get-
different. You know,
Right,
it's
right,
very different. You cannot just say, "Hey, man, what's that?" No. Can we call? Like, can I call you?
Right,
And-
is it 1 o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
over there?
yes,
Does he work at
yeah.
1 o'clock in the morning only?
Yeah, it's crazy, and you don't want to do that
Okay,
for
okay.
3 years, 4 years. What I'm doing it now for Lisk, so
right.
but it's a good choice, you know. Being in the office with this amazing team, it's really a lot of fun. I go into the office in the morning and I see it's getting fuller and fuller, and like people joining, getting their coffee, doing the stand-ups.
How do you manage growing the company so quickly?
I mean, it was 2 years, 3 years where we scaled it up to 60 people now. But you just look around, people join because it's an interesting project. So
Okay.
they all come to you. Then some leave again because they don't want this like one office thingy.
Right.
But it's pretty much a self-runner,
Okay.
like for us at least.
All right, good. So what can we expect from you in the next year?
In the
what
next
are the
year?
announcements in the next year?
Yeah, so 2020 will be really big for us.
Okay.
So we just released this year the alpha version of our SDK, which enables developers to build their own blockchain.
Okay.
And next year we're gonna mature that much more. Our community is already super busy building proof of concepts with it. But we really hope to see much more action going on in that field.
Okay.
Our biggest focus is just developers, so we're not focusing on enterprises or even like general blockchain companies or so.
Okay.
We really focus on developers, so we're gonna attend like mostly developer-oriented conferences. So I think that's the biggest thing for 2020. People just using our tools and building with it, and we getting feedback and we make it better.
Okay.
I also think like we will progress quite a bit on our roadmap next year, so we will do a good chunk of work there. Yeah.
Okay, good. So let me ask you this. How can the people reach out to you?
To me
How can they get to
personally.
you? You have opportunities. You're growing. You can't find the resources,
No, no,
right?
no.
Oh no.
No, I'm there for my people. I'm there. So people can just go to our Discord channel.
Okay.
It's I think it's discord.gg/Lisk or something.
All right.
And they can just tag me at Max Kordek and ask a question. Often our community
Guys, you hear
member
this?
jumps in, but I respond every day to a few.
Oh, that's
Like,
fantastic.
you have
hear.
to take the time for the people.
Truly.
Yeah.
So if you could give 3 points of advice, as a matter of fact, we'll give you 2 points of advice.
2 points of
I'm gonna hardcore 2 points of advice for folks looking to join to work with you. Is the remote capacity completely out of it?
It's out.
Number 2, since they must work with you in Berlin, what are 2 pieces of advice that you can give our audience?
Yeah, of course. So we always like it if you get involved before, so you don't apply just because you need a job. You apply because you really want to like get much more into Lisk. So we love it when like community members start building proof of concepts before they join our company, for example,
nice.
because
Okay.
we see, okay, they really want to be with us, they want to progress the platform. So just do something within the Lisk
Proactive.
community. Yes, exactly.
Got it.
And the other advice would be to not be afraid. Just come, apply. Like feel free to ask questions. like people sometimes wonder, okay, 60 people, like they probably don't need me anymore or whatever, you know, but we need all kinds of talents, so just apply, don't be afraid.
All right, guys, if you have any questions, you can do us a favor and hashtag Lisk at BlockShow Singapore, and then we'll follow up with any questions for you. Max, I can't thank you enough for stopping by.
Thanks for having
I
me.
appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
All right.